Quite often when you're working in a Revit structure project, you do need to individually select parts of your trusses. So if I go and hover over this truss like that and just press and click like that, can you see what I've done is selected one member of the truss? And you can see that it's pinned, it's restrained. That's where I've restrained it back to that reference plane in the Revit family. If I unpin that though, you'll see there that I can update the details. There's the distances, and I can update those as I please. If I click on the pin again, it goes back, hit escape to deselect, and so on. Now I'm doing that in the 3D view. Let's go back to that west view, like so, and there's my truss that I brought in, my basic box truss, the one I created, the Revit family. Now what I can do there as well is I can tag my truss too. So if I go to the Annotate tab on the ribbon, tag by category, and just come and click on this truss like so. There's no tag loaded. Do you want to load one now? So what I'll do is I'll go into my US Imperial, because I'm working in inches, remember. And if I scroll into annotations here, I've got area tags, assembly tags, and so on. So if I just scroll down here and see whether we've actually got a truss tag anywhere. We don't seem to have one there. We've got window tags and so on and so forth. We've got revision tags, part tags, and so on. So there's a whole different shed load of tags there that I can use, like an assembly or a centerline. But if I go into structural, area reinforcement, connections, and so on, you can see that I've got so many different tags that I can use. So if I come down here, structural framing tags, for example, I've got a structural framing tag there. I could select that one, but notice I've got a structural truss tag all on its own. So if I load that one up and click on open, that will load that into my actual project. So now what I can do is I can tag an object. Can you see that there? So if I click there, that tags it, and you'll notice if I hover over it now and click there, I can select the member as well. So if I do that as well and just hit escape a couple of times now, just to deselect everything and zoom in, there you go, box truss, 30 feet by 6 feet. Now what I can do is I can click on that and I can actually move that and bring it out and away like so. And you'll notice there, what I want to do is actually edit some of that tag as well. So if I go in there like so, I might need to edit the family. I can go in there and make that box bigger if I want to, just by double clicking on it. I'm not going to. Do I want to save the changes? No. So I can edit the family if I want to. Again, that's just a default tag, so it might need updating at another point in the Revit family. I'm not worried about it right now. But you can see how that works. So it's a box truss, 30 by 6. So what I might need to do there is edit my type, for example. So if I select the truss here and go to edit type here in the properties, I can actually edit that family type here and now. So there's my box truss 30 by 6 there. I can rename it. So if I go in there and just change that to a 30 by 6 instead, because it already says basic box truss there in the properties. I don't need to say it's a box truss again. Let's delete that there. Click on OK and update that. I'll OK that now. That's updated the family. As you can see, the tag now works. So the tagging works really, really easily in the properties. Now, other properties you can edit. If I go to edit type, I can obviously duplicate that and create a different one, maybe a longer one, a higher truss, and so on, by creating duplicate types in the family as well. Now, the other thing I can do is change the visibility. Let me just cancel that out for a moment and just zoom and pan. At the moment, I can change here the settings. If I go to medium, like so, it's asking me to save the project. That's fine. I'll do that. If I go to a medium now, it shows all the sections there that make up my truss. If I go to fine, again, it updates. I can change here as well and go to something like shaded, and there's my truss there. If I go back here to coarse, it just shows it as lines. Let's type VG for visibility graphics. And if we look in the model categories tab and scroll down, all the way down to structural, there we go. Can you see structural trusses there? I can switch on the stick symbols or switch them on or off. So if I untick that now and apply it and OK it, you'll notice, can you see there that it looks just the same? That's because I've got it set to coarse. If I go to medium, it looks just the same. However, if I go to level 2, like so, and click there, all the same. So let's go back to VG and just go back to the model category here and scroll down back to our structural trusses and click on the plus sign there. The stick symbols are on in the floor plans. If I go back now to my West view, you'll see there, if I go back to course, let's say, the sticks are still there. If I type VG though, are they still there in this view? Let's have a look and see. Again, you've got to be careful with these stick symbols, where they are and what they do. You can override them and you can switch them on by view. Just be aware of that with your visibility. I tend to just leave everything on, but that's entirely up to you. So as you can see there, you can edit very, very easily your trusses when you're putting them into your Revit structure project.